What's going on, guys? Mitch from RespectMyRegion.com coming live from the 2022 MJBizCon floor. I'm with Rich and Rick Batenburg of The Clear out here in Vegas. How are we doing today, guys?
Excellent, excellent.
You know what? We're super excited to be here. 10 years. 10 years.
10 years working on getting into 10 markets, active in 9 now. So obviously you guys have been around a minute and you're operating in multiple states with multiple SKUs. What are some of the offerings right now that you guys have brand-wise under The Clear?
So, our legacy brand is the Elite vape cartridge and the what we call the Classic cartridge, which has more CBD in it. We expanded over the last year to include pre-rolls that we're really excited about. Twax is the brand name. And we just released gummies in Missouri to start with, it's called Drip C's. So
On brand. On brand, baby.
On brand. So, having 10 years of experience operating in 9 different states, obviously you guys understand a lot of different facets of the game. We've talked about this in the past. So I'm going to start off with you, Rick. What is it that you guys feel like that you can bring to some of these new emerging markets with this understanding and SOPs from being established for so long?
Sure. It's really because we've made so many mistakes. That's the truth. But, understanding that customers are fairly simple if you're delivering consistent quality to them, right? And you're giving them the same thing every time, right? People will come back to you. And, right, brand loyalty is something that's earned, right? It's not given. It's not on hype. It's on delivering consistent, clean, reliable results every time. And, bringing that level of specificity and standard operating procedure into new markets is really the key, right? So it has less to do with, how the newest, hottest thing, and has so much more to do with, hey, do you have best practices? Are you using the best equipment? Are you using the best, distillate processes? Are you using all the best practices that we've really accumulated over the last 10 years to make sure that, we're always delivering the same consistent, reliable product? And there's nothing fun about it, really. It's really just about being consistent and blocking and tackling. So, keep it simple.
You got anything to add to that?
Sure. What we offer is a little different from really any other brand, because we are very collaborative with the operators in each state. We're really an IP company, an R&D company that comes with the SOPs that Rick talked about, right, that you mentioned. So we can help, especially in new states where you got new operators or operators that have come from other states. We can give them a lift right out of the box by teaching them how to make our products and how to do it efficiently. Like Rick said, we've made all the mistakes, or made a lot of mistakes. And we happen to own the, in a separate company, the lab and the manufacturing and the grow in Colorado. So it's not like we just invent stuff in a lab. We actually got to do it in Colorado, go through the hard work of getting it into the stores and out to consumers. So, we're more than just a bunch of chemists, right? We got those guys behind us, but we are operators ourselves.
Absolutely, and I know from our previous talk, when you guys first got into this business, you had to get really hands-on with some of those initial investments, whether that was the intention or not. So I know you guys got your hands dirty in many regards. The news just dropped, I believe it's today, dropping about this automated pre-roll machine that you guys got. We're going to take a look at after this and look around, but can you give me a little bit of insight on that?
Sure. So we partnered with a company out of Seattle. Roll Pros is the name of the company. They call the machine the Blackbird. It is very exciting because, there is no other machine that I know of that actually produces a hand-rolled joint. So they look a lot like cigarettes, but they smoke like a cigarette. Unlike a cone, which is really inefficient, but all these other filling machines, there's tons of them on the floor here, they pack cones. These joints are rolled, not packed. So they smoke beautifully. It's particularly important for our product, Twax, because we infuse it with distillate, so it can be sticky. So it works. Product performs a lot like caviar. So in a packed situation, we did start with cones, right? Problem is with the shape of a cone, as you get down to the second half of it, you're getting pretty greasy, Yeah. So, nobody likes smoking the resin out of the bong, right? That's basically what a cone turns into. These joints are truly amazing. You can get the whole thing, and they smoke beautifully. They don't run. It's really an amazing process, and the machine can put out about 750 joints an hour. So it's very efficient, and the product's really beautiful. We feel like it's a distinct advantage. Of course, here I am doing a commercial for Roll Pros. You know, forget everything I said. All my competitors, don't buy it.
I love that. I actually toured their headquarters a couple months ago. I saw that, was definitely intrigued by the product because we review a lot of products, and what you're saying about cones, all respect and love to cones. I know a lot of customers that buy them and like to even stuff them themselves. Personally, not a big fan, and not a big fan of a lot of the pre-rolls on there. Yeah.
There's nothing like a hand-rolled joint. I mean, that's how that's how
there
it all
is.
happened.
Our joints.
If you're gonna do flower, particularly you're gonna do infused flower, this is the best thing I've ever seen. The machine's expensive, but the support's great. The company's great. The guys are just amazing, and they're here in the booth with us. With their machine. They have their own booth as well. But this is a real partnership that we've had with both Roll Pros and with our Detroit Dispensing Systems, which is the cartridge filler and capper. So a couple different partners that we have makes everything smoother on the manufacturing side, and ultimately drives the price down of manufacturing and the efficiency up. So.
Yeah, you guys are obviously getting it, SOPs, operations from the start to the product line to how you guys are starting to manufacture. Like you said, this is 10 years in the game. Rick, what are you looking at BizCon after being here so many years? What are you looking to find in 2022 personally out here?
The tax environment is so challenging that you really look for longevity. You look for the companies that are still here with consistency. You look for the companies that, they're still delivering the same brand quality. They haven't been turned over, consolidated, bought. It's a rare thing. And so you're starting to kind of see the brands that are going to separate themselves from the rest of the pretenders. The ones that have kind of fizzled out, or they got over diluted, or they went too big too fast. So you're really starting to see like the companies that are really going to be here for years and years to come. You're starting to be able to kind of identify those, and that's really what I'm looking for, is who's still here, who's the same people here, do they have the same employees here, do they have the same branding. If you look, if a company's all over the place all the time, that's usually a really good sign that there's a chaos, right? And that chaos translates all the way down to the consumer level. So, you look for consistency at the corporate level, you look for consistency at the leadership level, and when you see that, that brand's doing something that, at least they're worried about the consumer experience and making consumer-based decisions, not how do I make as much money as possible, or.
Yeah, our play is long-term. Not a lot of people who get into this industry are looking at 5-10 year plans. It's fueled by the investment bankers, right? Which we are, but we're looking at a long haul, building a real brand that's here in 50 years. That's not a widely held business plan. Everybody's looking for the exit, right? How do I get out in 2 years?
We ain't going anywhere.
It breeds what Rick's talking about, right? People get kind of caught up in how do I make money real fast right now, and slow and steady. I have to tell the staff all the time we need to slow down so we can go fast.
Yep.
So it's really the old cliche about sharpening the saw. If you got to cut the tree down, right? That's really our approach. Sometimes not popular with investors, because they would like returns right now. But I think in the long run, we're looking for multiple X returns. So when we're looking at brands that we want to acquire or work with, that's real important, as Rick said. I mean, obviously we're here to find other states that want to license our brand. Same kind of thing. If it's a new state, obviously what we're looking for is, do they have experience in another state, and that kind of thing.
It's the clear out here, MJBizCon, 10 years in the game, 10 more to go. RespectMyRegion.com, live at MJBizCon 2022. We'll be back with more interviews later today.